Just a quick West Ham news roundup this morning. I've got things to do. I'm off out to Christmas market in Winchester. Hopefully find myself a massive German sausage today. With any luck, anyway. What's more Christmassy than that? Not an awful lot, quite frankly. So, what have we got today? Let's start with Kyle Walker-Peters, shall we? West Ham have been linked with him. £30 million is the price tag. What I would say with this one is, I was sort of encouraged by what I saw with the link-up with Soufal and Kudus and against Freiburg. Now, when I say encouraged, it didn't encourage me long-term because I do think, whilst West Ham are not going to commit to a long-term contract with Soufal because of his age, I was encouraged maybe for the remainder of this season, but it got me thinking, what would it be like if we had a really good attacking right back there? Because Soufal's got his qualities. He really, really has. And he's keen and eager to get forward, isn't he? But he does lack a little bit of quality. That being said, I think he probably deserved an assist against Freiburg when Jared Bowen, as I said in the video, shinned it off his shin. Soufal should have had an assist, but a more attacking right back there, I think things could get really, really tasty for us down that right-hand side. That's for sure. So £30 million, Kyle Walker-Peters. The interesting thing about this is there could be a swap deal because apparently Southampton are interested in Danny Ings. Makes sense, doesn't it, really? They've actually had a look at the Championship. I don't follow it, so I had a little look. And they've fallen about 10 points behind the automatic promotion spots, which is not really good for a club of that calibre who have obviously recently been in the Premier League. So they're going to be looking to sort of push their way up. They're a little bit goal shy, truth be known, a little bit goal shy. So I can understand why they'd be looking at Danny Ings. That being said, I've got to say, if I was Southampton, I'd be thinking I've sold enough players. And if what they want to do is get to the Premier League, I'd probably be looking to hang on to Kyle Walker-Peters. Ultimately, it might not be their decision, of course. Lucas Fabianski has signed a new one-year contract extension. I don't know if you won the Freiburg game. The commentator kept on. I don't know what you say. I say Lucas. But he kept on saying Lucas. Oh, Lucas Fabianski. But anyway, so Lucas Fabianski has signed a new one-year deal. There can't be a massive surprise there. He still looks fit as a fiddle, doesn't he? Still looks sharp, still looks really good. Why not? I think it makes absolute sense on that score, that's for sure. Let's have a little chat about not the Bundesliga, about the second highest top scorer in the Bundesliga, who is Serhou Guirassy. Now, he is second only behind Harry Kane. He scored 16 goals in the Bundesliga this season. We've done videos on him before. He's tearing it up for Stuttgart. Now, Stuttgart were doing really, really crap last season. They sold a couple of players. I mean, they've been fighting relegation the last 2 or 3 seasons, Stuttgart. Sold a couple of players, one of them to West Ham in the form of Konstantinos Mavropanos. And turns out they're doing rather well this season. Guirassy is one of the reasons why. He's come out and said, you'd sort of hate this if you were a Stuttgart fan, but he's come out and said, I will move to the club that pays me the most money. That's what he said, I'll decide my club. It won't be decided on transfer fees, it will be decided on wages. I say he said it, that's come from his agent. Of course, it's not really what you want to hear. I think if you're a Stuttgart player, to be fair, if you're a Stuttgart fan, I don't think, excuse me, let me clear my throat. I don't think it's what you particularly want to hear if you're a West Ham fan. I'll come to West Ham if you pay the best wages. I don't know about that, but it'd be interesting to see what we do on this one, because seeing us linked with Kyle Walker-Peters, which I do think is a serious link, seeing us linked with guys like this, with this Guirassy, I think we're going to be looking to do business in the January transfer window. And I think it's important that we do if we're going to push up from the position that we're in. I do think another signing, it could possibly make all the difference. Last thing we need to do is rely on Antonio coming back. It feels like a step backwards. It feels like maybe we're looking to progress as a team, and that's not one of the things we need to be doing. In terms of this this weekend, I mean, sort of almost anything could happen. We could be up into 7th. Or Fulham could overtake us. It's as simple as that, really. That being said, I mean, Fulham have got the easiest fixture in the world. But, look, stranger things have happened. Look at their form. I'm actually a little bit worried about Bournemouth at the moment. I think if they win today, they're only a couple of points behind us. They've got a load of good players to come back, and they look to be playing a really, really exciting brand of football. Yeah, I shouldn't be worried that Bournemouth will finish above West Ham. I don't know why, but I am. We're doing really well in Europe. We need to arrest the slide in the league. Look, we've already done the preview ahead of the Wolves game. Go and check that out with myself and Gio if you haven't done so already. By the way, I do have a Christmas jumper here. Last chance for you to get your Christmas jumpers. Order them this weekend. Gio will get them in the post by Monday. Links in the description below. That's hammerschatstore.com for that. Okay, what else have we got? West Ham hoping to sell Pablo Fornals in the summer. In the January window. It's an interesting one, isn't it? It really is an interesting one because we gave him the contract extension. I understand why we did that. We did that to sort of safeguard ourselves in terms of losing money on him. Otherwise, he would have been able to walk away on a free. Not just walk away on a free. He could have signed for a new club in January on a pre-contract agreement. Not an English-based club, but a continental club, an overseas club. Could have signed for them. So we've mitigated that at least. And what is interesting is he has almost been the substitute of choice since then. So the messaging coming out from the club was very much we're just looking to try and get a fee from him. We'll sell him in January. And I can't remember. I think the club said between 8 to 12 million or something like that, which basically means 8 million, as we discussed before. Not going to. If I give you a price, what do you want to do? You want to buy this thing for £8 or £12? You'll say, I'll have that for £8, please. So that's just what's going to happen there. But that's the messaging from the club. The fact that he's now playing more and he's become David Moyes' sort of first choice go-to substitute would possibly indicate something different. It's going to be really easy. I think if we're going to do anything with regard to Pablo Fornals, I do think it's really, really important that we look to do it possibly at the end of the window because, again, we need to sort of offset some of the losses in terms of the players going to the African Cup of Nations. That being said, you look at Saïd Benrahma, he wasn't getting picked for the Algerian team anyway. And now you look at him now, and he's barely played since. It just doesn't feature now. So it's hard to see a way where he gets in. Almost the same for Maxwell Cornet. We might not be that depleted. Final story of the day. A journalist claims Kalvin Phillips has decided between Tottenham, West Ham and Newcastle. Oh, really? That's interesting. I'd be surprised if West Ham are in for this player at all. Yes, we need homegrown players. That's why looking at Kyle Walker-Peters is important. We know we're going to lose some in the summer. So bringing the homegrown quota, that is important. Newcastle, maybe I'm wrong. Can't see it myself. They've gone out of the Champions League. They don't even need to buy anyone now. They can just wait, can't they? They can wait until the summer and get the player that they really, really want. The squad almost possibly looks a little bit too big for just a Premier League campaign. Tottenham, I guess if Basuma's going to keep getting himself sent off like that, maybe. But again, not the type of player I can see Daniel Levy buying. That being said, I think for the first time in a long time, they probably have a manager who can really force through a transfer, even if Daniel Levy doesn't want it, because obviously Postecoglou's doing well. Weird, that Premier League. It just seemed like a couple of games ago, we were right next to Tottenham, and we'd sort of caught them up, and now they're on 33 points, and we're on 24 points. Obviously, we've got a game in hand, but yeah, it's just funny how quickly the league can swing. So it's definitely an opportunity this weekend for us to claw a little bit of that back. Anyway, enjoy your weekend. I'm off to grab my German sausage now, and I will catch up with you tomorrow.